Hey, it's Julie Davison from juliedavison.com. Welcome to Thursday Night Stamp Therapy. Oh my God. As soon as I hit go live, the dogs came over and started whining. So I need to help them real quick. Hey, Thomas, can you come take care of the dogs? Last time, or the time before I went live, they were going crazy and barking, and we tried to get him out right before I start, and I don't know, I guess they need a bonus outside time. Hi guys! Tonight we are going to talk about the new Butterfly Bouquet. This is a brand new early release product collection from Stampin' Up! And it consists of a bundle with a stamp and then coordinating dies. And these are going to be available in the new annual catalog that starts, oh my gosh, I guess it's 2 months. The pre-order for Demonstrator starts in April, but the new catalog will start at the beginning of May. So you can get it early. You can get it right now, and it will be in the annual catalog. And then we have this gorgeous Butterfly Bijou designer paper and the Natural Touch specialty paper, and these are special to this promotion. So they will only be available for 2 months, and then they're going to go away and you won't see them again. This paper coordinates beautifully with the bundle, so I know you're just going to want it all, and there is an option to get the whole collection, which includes the 10% discount on the bundle. So tonight I'm going to be making 3 projects using all of this awesome stuff, and then I have tons of card swaps to share with you. I have been swapping with some talented demonstrators, and I cannot wait to show you what they came up with everything. So I'll be showing you those at the end. So 3 projects tonight. All 3 are going to be cards. I'm really excited. And you know what? If you don't have, or if you're not planning to get the Butterfly Bouquet collection, you can use the ideas I'm going to show you tonight with many other different stamp sets and bundles. So I hope that you'll find the inspiration in what I'm sharing, no matter whether you're getting the butterflies or not. But I would love to know. So quick little poll. Thumbs up, give me a heart. Do you like the Butterfly Bouquet? Is this something that you're interested in getting? Do you have other butterflies already, maybe, that you don't feel like you need another butterfly set? So leave me a comment, let me know. I would love to hear from you. And then I just want to tell you also, I have a special thing I've been working on with some demonstrator friends, and we put together a PDF with 12 bonus project tutorials. So this is an exclusive collection of project tutorials, and you can get this for free when you purchase the Butterfly Brilliance Bundle from me over the next 2 months. Now, if you're a team member of mine, I'll be sending the PDF in our team newsletter next week, so be sure to watch for that. And if you're not a team member, then you can get this awesome PDF collection for free when you purchase the bundle. And you can check out all these products online at tinyurl.com/butterfly brilliance. I like to make these little shortcuts so that they're easy to show on video. So tinyurl is the website I use for that. So tinyurl is the link, and then Butterfly Brilliance is the last part. So you can check all this stuff out online there. It looks like a lot of you are saying that you love it. I'm so happy to hear that. So I see some not on my lists, and some people already have it on the way. That's super exciting. And I see several of you that already have older sets as well. So I hope that my projects tonight will inspire you to use those older sets, or for those of you who have already purchased it, I hope that you'll enjoy these project ideas. So let me give you a close-up first of the things that come in this bundle, because it's kind of a fun bundle. This stamp, I already have it out, but this is all one stamp, and then the die set has some really beautiful detailed dies, and there's one for each of the butterflies. This is not actual size. This is 85%. But these all coordinate with the stamped images, and then we have some accessory dies, and then this really awesome big die. And right before I went live, I just ran it through the die cutting machine, because look at this. Do you see what's going on? The die cuts out the designer paper. Isn't that awesome? I love that we have the designer paper that coordinates with that die. And then the same die will cut out the stamp image. And then you can also cut out solid butterflies, and the detailed bits will fit right on top perfectly. So everything just coordinates in a really super awesome way. So we've got the dies, and then, oh, I wanted to show you these specialty dies. These are really cool. I die cut them so that you could see. So we've got like this hash mark, and that actually cuts the designer paper. So it's not like an embossing, it actually cuts through the paper, but it doesn't cut out like a shape. So it just adds some texture. And then these little like dots kind of, I don't know, it reminds me of like gravel, and then the brick wall. So those cut out completely so that you see through whatever is behind it. And then there's some smaller butterflies as well. So that's the die set. That's the stamp. Then we have that specialty paper. This is a 12 by 12 paper. You get 2 sheets. It's $4. And you have this beautiful wood grain color and texture. The other side is just sort of like, I don't even know what you would call it. I don't know if it's supposed to be a design. This is the cool side though. And it does have, can you see, hopefully in the, yeah, there you go. That texture is so cool. So that's 12 by 12. And then we have a 6 by 6 paper pack. So this is how it comes. And this one is a little bit different than regular 6 by 6 paper packs because you get 6 different designs. And then you get, what do you get? 6, there's 48 sheets, 6 designs, so there's 8 of each sheet. So we've got these beautiful bright colors, butterflies, and then some patterns on the other side. This is the one that I just die cut. Oh my gosh, they're just so beautiful. Like, I feel like I'm so ready for spring with these designs. So the cards I'm going to show you tonight are using some of the designer paper. We're going to use the stamps. We're going to use the dies. We're going to use everything and combine it all together to make some really beautiful cards. So let's just jump right in. I'm going to put this up here for now, and let's bring in our first project. So one of the cool things that Stampin' Up! Does for demonstrators, oh my gosh, I almost forgot. Okay, don't let me forget. I've got mail call, some cards to share with you, and I just don't want to forget. So make sure to remind me. We'll do that at the end of the video. Lost my train of thought. Okay, Stampin' Up! Provides a bundle focus for us every month, which means that we get like a little class plan and marketing resources and images to highlight and promote new products. And so we have this really cool project that they posted as one of the bundle focuses. And so that inspired the card that we're going to make to start with. So this is not what the card looks like, but I loved the technique that they shared. And so I did something similar. I didn't really mean to show you the card first, but I guess you're going to get a peek tonight. I'm using the Stamparatus to stamp the giant butterfly stamp. So here's a peek at it. It really is like one giant stamp, and then it coordinates with that die. So it cuts out those images. So you can stamp and then die cut, one stamp, one die. It makes it super easy to make a bunch of butterflies. So we are going to stamp on a piece of white cardstock. And this is 3.5 inches by 5 1/8 inch. And this is just going to be a monochromatic card. As you saw, I'm using the color Calypso Coral, and I'm going to ink up the Stamparatus. Now, one thing I want to point out, because I haven't been using my Stamparatus very often, and so I kind of forgot about some of the bonus products. I just inked this up. So let me ink this, and then I will show you what I've got underneath here and show you where to find those products in the catalog. So I'm stamping nice even pressure all the way around, and you'll notice this stamp is bigger than my cardstock. So the design is going to go off the edge. I didn't quite get a good, I'm going to see if I can just put it right back down and go back over that side of the image. That is better. Did I jump? No, perfecto. Okay, so here is what I wanted to point out. We have, so the Stamparatus, does it come with a fin pad? Let's get the catalog and check this out. So this is going to be in the annual catalog, annual catalog, and right here. So Stamparatus page 164. We have a cute bag that you can store it in as well. Okay, so the Stamparatus comes with 2 magnets, a foam mat to use with the photopolymer stamp. So let me show you the foam mat that it comes with. It's this one here, which is, it's kind of thin, but then we also have this deluxe foam mat, and so that's what I was using, and it's a little bit thicker, not a lot, just a little bit thicker, and it has this, like you could wipe that off, so it has the grid already on there, so that's really helpful to line up stamps. The other thing that I'm using is this grid paper pad. So this is the small grid paper down there, and this comes in a pad. I've just tore off one sheet and I'm putting that over my mat so that when I'm stamping over the edge of my cardstock like I just did, I don't have to worry about getting ink on this. And it has 2 sides as well, so we've got centimeters and inches, and then you can use that like I'm going to for the next part of my project. So all that's on page 164 in the annual catalog. Let me close up on there. Stamparatus, and then the deluxe foam mat, and the small grid paper. And so that comes in a pad of 50 sheets. Okay. Let's move the Stamparatus out of the way because we're done with the stamping part. But we're going to still use the grid paper. And we're going to, I put just a little dab of adhesive on there because I want my cardstock to stay put. I don't want it to be shifting for this next part. And then I've die cut the butterflies. And so I'm going to use some adhesive on this piece around the edges so that it stays put while I'm doing the sponging. So I'm going to put this, line it up over the cardstock. So what I've done is I've created a mask, and now only the parts that are in the hole are open and will receive the ink. So we're going to use I'm going to use one of the new blending brushes. This comes in a 3-pack. It is currently not orderable in the United States, so you'll have to add it to your wish list, 153611. I believe it will be back in stock towards the end of March. But you could use sponges, sponge daubers. You could also use like a spritzer and spritz. If you use a spritzer, the water will cause this ink to bleed a little bit, so you want to use just very light water, and maybe that'll be a whole different look that you'll like. But if you can't get the blending brush, you could do the same technique with the sponges. So with the blending brush, we're just going to drag across the ink pad, and then we're going to brayer, burnish, right? So I'm just doing little circular motions to fill in the color in the mask. And you just want to hold down the mask so that it's not slipping. And you're going to keep going around until you get the color as dark as you want. So I am using the same color. This is Calypso Coral, the same color that I used to stamp in. So when you blend, it just makes a lighter shade. So you can use the same color, you could use a different color. It just depends on the look that you want. I love the soft blending that you get with this blending brush. I really wasn't sure about the brushes until I got my hands on them and tried them, and now I'm in love. So you definitely want to get these. That's why they're so popular that they sold out. So when they come back in, make sure you get them. Like I said, they do come in a 3-pack. And then you can rinse this and let it dry and use it for other colors. You guys ready to see what it looks like? I'm going to peel this off the paper. And I tried to use, like I said, just a little piece of adhesive in the center. But look at that! Isn't it pretty? It just makes those butterflies pop. I love it so much. So let's put that aside and come over here to our card. This is Calypso Coral card base. And I'm going to glue this down. And I actually meant for this card to go this way because that's how the Stampin' Up! Card was. But I had cut my I cut my cardstock too long, and then I didn't want to cut any of the butterflies off. So I decided to make a different layout, and I came in this way and went all the way to the top so that I have an even amount of space around the edges. And then I wanted to bring in that beautiful Natural Touch specialty paper. So I cut a piece of this. It's 1 inch by 4 1/4, and that's going to go across. I hate to cover them up, but I put it across the butterflies, and then I'm going to stamp a sentiment. I used the Happy Thoughts stamp set. I love the basic sentiments that we have in here. So I'm doing happy birthday. I'm stamping in Calypso Coral on the Petal Pink cardstock, and I'm going to just punch this out. This is I think it's called the Everyday label punch, one of my favorites. It's been in the catalog for a while, and so I think it might be one that's going to retire. So if you like it, you might want to think about getting it soon. The retiring list will be posted on Wednesday, March 24th, so watch for that coming in just a couple weeks. Okay, now to finish off my card, I just used some of that Ornate Garden ribbon. We used this in one of the celebration spotlights. It's a 2-pack. It comes with Old Olive and Calypso Coral. Might be terracotta tile, I'm not sure. It works with both colors because they're so similar. Item number 152479 for that 2-pack of Ornate Garden ribbon. And so this one I did the ribbon back and forth, and I also had tied a bow, so I'm just going to go ahead and use the bow since I did that ahead of time. And I just thought it was kind of a nice way to accent the card. So you can decide which way you like the ribbon, and you can do it however you'd like when you make this card at home. I like to put my ribbon bows on with a glue dot. So I'm just going to put that on and kind of push down and then pull it back up with the glue dot in place and add the bow. So tell me, which one do you like? Do you like the back and forth with the ribbon, or do you prefer the bow? And yes, a very monochromatic look with the coral tones. I love these colors. Petal Pink is one of my favorite colors. Oh, I'm so glad that you guys like it. Oh, yes. Wink of Stella. There's always room for Wink of Stella. That would be so perfect on this card as well. I see Mary likes the bow. And Pam says the back and forth. I think I kind of lean that way too, because it lays flatter for mailing. So the back and forth is more postal friendly, I will say. Elizabeth likes the bow too. I mean, really, you can't go wrong. Like, either way, there's not a wrong answer here. Let me just put some of these things aside, and we'll work on our next card. Are you guys ready? Oh, hello everybody who's joining us late. Tonight we are doing the Butterfly Bouquet. Bouquet. I am never sure how to say it. So this is our first project. We've got 2 more, and then I have a whole box of swap cards that I'll be showcasing to share with you. So don't go anywhere. All right, so the next card, I was scrolling through some of my videos. I think I have over 300 videos on YouTube, and some of them are quite old. Like, I think I'm trying to remember now what the date on that video was. I feel like it must be coming on 10 years old, my YouTube channel. But maybe that's not right. Maybe I'm thinking of, no, I don't know. Anyway, I'm like going down, sidetracking myself. Anyway, there was a card that I made years ago that was kind of similar to this, and I ran across it today, and I was like, oh, this would be so perfect with the detail die. So I used the detail die. We have 6 different shapes. So the one that I chose was the big one, and I die cut this in Whisper White. No, I did use Whisper White, but now we have Basic White. So Basic White has replaced Whisper White. This piece of cardstock is 3.5 by 4 3/4. And so I use that die, and I die cut from the paper. And then I poked all the holes out. And so we're going to use both pieces on this card. For the card base, I'm using thick cardstock. Did you guys know that we have thick white cardstock? This is the Whisper White, but we also have now the thick basic white. And that's a really good option if you're using the white for a card base, because it's extra sturdy and will hold up really well. The regular white cardstock is made for layering, and so it's not as thick and sturdy. So the thick Whisper White is really great for card bases. I'm covering it up with a piece of designer paper that is 4 1/4 by 5.5 inches. And this is the blue and green pattern. And then I'm going to put this over the top, and then I'll add the butterfly in the middle. So you kind of see that pattern shining through on the butterfly. My original card, when I did this years ago, if you want to look for it on my YouTube channel, I used washi tape. And so I covered the card front with washi tape, and then I put the white cardstock over it, and it was so colorful and it really just popped. Now this designer paper has a white background, so it doesn't pop as much as that original card did. If I had a brighter cardstock, it would be really pretty. In fact, well, now that I've already glued this down, let me just show you really quick what it would look like on another one. So here's one that is the Calypso Coral. And so like you can see, like it pops. It's so pretty. You know what? Maybe we'll just do that. Maybe we'll just cut a piece and do do a different card. I'm going to save this for something else. Oh my gosh. Whenever I change my plan mid-video, I'm always, oh my gosh. I'm just crazy. Sometimes you know, a woman has the right to change her mind, right? So thick Whisper White card base. This is 4 1/4 by 5.5. If I'm being honest, I will have to tell you that when I made this card earlier, and I'll show you the other color that I used. I made this card and I cut this designer paper wrong 2 times before I cut it right. I kept cutting it at 4 inches, and then I cut it at 4 1/4. But when I cut the 4 1/4, I cut the 5 1/4, so it was still too short. I want the pattern to cover the entire card front so that it goes edge to edge, so that we get lots of color behind this white piece. Okay, before I put this on the card, I'm going to stamp. I chose Wishing You the Best because I love this really skinny, long sentiment. And let me show you what stamp set this comes from. Where did I put it? Oh, it's over here. This comes from The Friends Are Like Seashells. So there's 2 really long ones. I'm So Happy I Found You and Wishing You the Very Best. And just a quick plug, I will be sending out the Stamp of the Month Club project kits tomorrow. If you ordered that, then it's going to come, I'll be sending it tomorrow. Here are the cards that are in that card kit, and you get supplies to make 2 of each card. So it's not too late. If you're interested in the Friends Are Like Seashells card kit, then leave a comment, let me know, and I'll share the link so that you can sign up to get that card kit. But that's where I got this sentiment from, was the Friends Are Like Seashells stamp set. And so now I'm going to put Stampin' Dimensionals on the back, and I'm going to use a lot because I really want this to be well supported, and I want it to stay popped up and not get pushed down and, you know, pushed down. I can't think of another word. So lots of dimensionals, lots of support. And this is going to go right in the center of the card. And because I have all those dimensionals on there, like, I feel like I need to like hover, and that looks centered. So that's going to go down like this. And now we're going to put this in the center. And I just love how all the color comes through on this. So I'm just going to do on the big edges. Oh, well, too late. I was just going to say, I'm only going to put it in the middle so I can pop the wings out, and then I put adhesive on the side. So this one is just going to go all the way down, and I'll show you on the other one how the wings can pop up. So I'm going to push it down in there, and I'm trying to make sure that the layer on Stampin' Dimensionals is popping up like it's supposed to. Got a little bit of adhesive there. Okay, isn't that cool? It's really, again, a monochromatic card, really kind of simple. Here's the other version I did with the pink paper. So you can see, like, this background would have been gorgeous as well. Actually, this has more white than this one does. So we still have, like, we have a lot of pink in the background here. And so I think that makes the white layer stick out a little bit better. So 2 different colorways, and here, this is, if I had only glued it down in the middle, you'd be able to like pop those wings a little bit. It would still mail flat, but you could kind of pop them up and make that butterfly like popping off the page, which I like better than this way, but oh well. Oh, I'm so glad you like this card. This bundle really is so much fun. I am loving it. But again, you could do a similar idea here with other detailed die cuts. So I can't think of any off the top of my head, but I know that in your collections at home, you have plenty, plenty of stuff. So whether it's a butterfly or something else, I know you guys can recreate this beautiful card with what you have. Okay. Let's do another card. Now, I'm going to show you all my swaps when I'm done, but check out this card from Angie Leach. I made a card like this a few years ago, and I cannot remember who I was inspired by. There was a card that I had seen online. Oh my gosh, it's at the tip of my tongue. I can picture her face. I say this all the time. I can't think of it, but it was a different butterfly set, and she created the same sort of pull-through card that Angie created here, but Angie made this card, and it inspired me, so I'm going to show you how to do this. It's really kind of simple, and I thought maybe I would try to change up the direction of the card. So I've cut some pieces, and we'll see if we can successfully rotate the card. So instead of being a horizontal layout, we're going to try a vertical layout. And the key to this card is the classic label punch. So that is what is creating the window for the butterfly to go through. So I'm going to come through on the side because we're going to try to do this vertical instead of horizontal. So I'm going to punch this. I'm coming all the way in here, and that is going to be our little window. We're going to grab, I die cut those from the designer paper, so I'm going to grab this one. And Angie actually stamped and colored hers, which is beautiful, but I'm going to cheat and use the designer paper because it's just so easy. I'm going to put a little bit of designer paper here on the bottom. So this piece is 2 inches by 4 inches. I love all these little colored butterflies. Like, you could use any of the die cuts with this paper because it's got them all on there. Then I'm going to do a sentiment. This is from that same Happy Thoughts stamp set that I used on the other card. I don't know where it went. And I'm going to put this here at the bottom. So this piece is 3/4 of an inch by 4. And I'm going to try, I want it to have a little bit of space. Maybe I should have come up a little higher this way with the slat, but that's okay. Okay, and then on the inside, I have a little bit of white cardstock to be able to write on, because the cardstock is Misty Moonlight, and so I want to be able to see the message that I write inside. So I cut a little bit of white that is 2 inches by 4 inches. So it's the same as the designer paper. And then I just cut like a little just a little bit of designer paper in there too to make it pretty. So the only thing you want to make sure is that whatever you put in there is not going to cover up that. It's really helpful to have the slot and what is like what's in front of the slot and what's behind the slot to be the same color, because then there's not that contrast, and this sort of gets lost in the background. The focus should be on the butterfly, not on the hole. So like Angie did the designer paper and then the color behind there. So I like to use the same color here. So now we're going to glue that to the inside of the slot. So I'm just going to kind of give this like a little fold on either side of the body to create like a flat piece, and that's where I'm going to put my adhesive. So I'm kind of going to fold to create a ledge there, and then I'm going to glue that down inside. So let's do a little bit of, I think on my other one I did a little too much, but just a little line. Like you don't need a whole lot, maybe that's too much even, of the liquid glue. And then you're gonna just hold it in place. So we've created that little ledge, so the glue is kind of focused in the one spot. And so the key is that you need a butterfly that's going to fit through the window. So you can practice. Like I was hoping maybe I could use the big one, but the wings were just too long and wouldn't fit through that that window, like top to bottom. So you could use, I think all of the other smaller ones will fit. This is the size that Angie used on her card. Just trying to give that a minute to set the liquid glue. Oh, yay! So there it is. I feel like it's still a little delicate because it's still drying. But there's the card. So when they get the card and they open it, the butterfly like flies through and then you see it on the inside. Isn't that fun? Can the window be longer? Yeah, you know what? You're right, Jean. I think that is really smart. So you could just make the window longer by punching farther down. So like here's the window that I was using to practice with earlier. So if you just take your punch, you can extend that down to make a longer window, and then it would be able to go through probably with the longer window. I had one earlier that I was playing with. Anyway, yes, good thought. Make the window longer and then your bigger butterfly can fit. Okay, so I thought that was kind of a fun card. Again, really simple. I think my cards tonight are just kind of clean and simple, not too crazy. But you know what? You guys, if you've been following me for a while, you know that that is just my style. Very clean and simple, but fun and easy to make and duplicate at home. So let me show you the cards that we made tonight, and then I'm going to show you the swap cards, and then we've got some mail call to share with you. I've got some really beautiful things in the mail, and I cannot wait to show you those. So that's what we're going to do for the rest of the video. I'm going to recap really quick. Let's see. So we made, let me put Angie's card aside. We made this one, and then we did the fun detailed butterfly. We used the stamp, and we did the masking. I'm just going to show that one because it's the same exact color. We did some masking. So we kind of used everything in the collection, from the stamps to the dies to the designer paper. We really showed everything off, and I hope that you really love these projects. You can get the Butterfly Bouquet Suite again in my online store. You can choose the stamp, the dies, the paper, both kinds, or you can get it all together, and really that's just the best way to go. So the Butterfly Brilliance collection is item number 159408. And where's that sheet? Here it is. If you use this this shortcut, tinyurl.com/butterflybrilliance. That will take you to my online store, and that will show you all the options for the Butterfly Brilliance. If you purchase the bundle from me, then you're going to get a bonus PDF with 12 project tutorials with different cards, photographs, and instructions, measurements, and everything, so you can duplicate them at home. Oh my gosh, are you ready? Let me show you some of the beautiful cards that you can create with the Butterfly Brilliance. Now, I have made some of these, but most of them are cards from other demonstrators. That is one of my favorite things about being a demonstrator, is the opportunity to swap and share ideas. So they're just spilling everywhere. Here's one that I made. I did a little one-for-one swap with my group. It was a fun fold swap, and so I signed up for it this time, and so I sent a few people a very similar card with this little flat fold. And if you'll remember, during the celebration spotlight videos on day 2, I showed this card with the darling donkeys and the measurements and everything. So if you haven't seen the flat fold card, leave a comment and I will share the link to that tutorial so you can check it out. So this one shows off the detailed die layered on top of the solid die, this one. So you can see how like there's just a little bit of edge around the detailed die. So I love that, like you have a little cushion in there, and I cut that from the designer paper as well. You got this. Oh my gosh. Love it. Okay. This card just came in the mail. Oops. I hate to show addresses on there. Celine Kempton made this one. I forgot it was still in the envelope. She actually mailed it in a clear envelope. Isn't that cool? What a great way to show off your artwork. Now, Celine just used a regular stamp, but I have heard from the post office that the plastic makes it non-machinable. So you may need to put an extra stamp on there for non-machinable if you do mail your cards in the clear envelopes. Here's another one that I created with the designer paper, showing off a simple stamped butterfly. The Artistry Blooms sequins are so perfect with this designer paper. I also use them on this card. For this one, I die cut 2 butterflies from the designer paper. So really clean and simple. I would not have put together this color combination. This is Magenta Madness and Calypso Coral, but they work so perfectly together, as you can see from the designer paper. So I thought I would pair those together. Now, I think it was last week, Thursday Night Stamp Therapy, maybe the week before, I showed you these colored tiles with the id colors and the many messages. I embossed that in white on the black cardstock and cut that out with that die. So these are the in colors: Misty Moonlight, Bumblebee, Just Jade, and Magenta Madness. I am obsessed with those cards. Here's one with the Just Jade background, and I used that little texture die on the Natural Touch designer paper. And I don't know how well you can see it, but I do have a detailed butterfly that is cut in vellum on that card. Some of the sequins in there because they just pop so perfectly. Here's another one that I created. I love how the white embossing looks on the black cardstock. We've got this strip of Natural Touch and then vellum back here. The detailed black die cut on top of the die cut designer paper. These colors just pop. Love it. Here's a swap card. This one is by Kelly Atchison, using the Dandelion embossing folder from the annual catalog and a die cut butterfly. I am obsessed with this one by Deb Schneider. I love the colors. I love the layout. I love the white or vanilla here on the yellow butterfly against the mint macaron. Oh, it just screams spring to me. What a beautiful card. This next one is by Tracy Jacobs. I love these colors. These are the same colors I used on my card. So we've got Petal Pink and Calypso Coral and a little bit of that designer paper. Such a beautiful card. Thank you, Tracy. Next one is by Dina Ricow, and she's got a simple panel card here with the designer paper and then the detailed die cut butterflies. Awesome card. This one is by Kay Cogbill, and she's got 4x4 designer paper up here with that natural touch, and then this is from the designer paper. So I love that you can cut that designer paper and just have beautifully colored butterflies, and you don't have to color them yourself. Now, it looks so pretty if you do, like this one here, but you can also use the designer paper for that quick quick card. This one is by Barb Milliken, and she used Stampin' Blends to color the ribbon to coordinate with the designer paper. This is a little tiny butterfly die that is included in the set. This one by Kim Peck is really cool. She used the Stampin' Dimensional. We have sheets that are thick, it's like a Stampin' Dimensional, like this, except the whole thing is not cut. So you can die cut it with letters like Kim did here. And then she peeled off to expose the sticky and used some of the gilded leafing to create the gold effect here, and then the strip along the side as well. Such a fun card. I love that pop of gold and then the gold glimmer dots in there as well. This card is by Ruth Bingle, and she did the white die cut detailed over the designer paper. Again, like so springy and beautiful against the white woodland embossing folder. It's so beautiful. Like I'm obsessed with these butterflies. I didn't think that I would be, but I have been won over by all these beautiful cards. This card is by Leanne Graff, and she used the detailed die cut over the designer paper butterfly. Love the natural touch paper back here. And then this is from the Poppy die set in the annual catalog. Another one with beautiful springy colors. Sandy Carlson did this panel card, again using that piece from the designer paper. The same butterfly bijou, which means butterfly kisses. I love that. Back here in the panels. Here's another one. Gwen Duckworth created this one. I'm like so loving these spring colors. I just can't get enough of it. So we've got Blushing Bride back there with the designer paper. I think this is the Old World paper embossing folder in the background, and the stamped and colored butterflies. This one by Susan Campfield is a really cool. I'm going to take it out so you can see the fun fold. So she's got the designer paper flap where she folded it in on the top and bottom, and then this comes down, and we've got the detailed butterfly in front of the die cut from the designer paper. The colors are just so beautiful. Just Jade, Mint Macaron. Mwah! I love it. I love it, love it, love it. This is so unexpected. Natalie Travis with the bright colors. She used the blending brushes to create the background here. It looks like Poppy Parade and Mango Melody. Maybe a little Daffodil Delight at the top, but doesn't that just pop? Oh my goodness. I love the light colored against the dark bottom and the dark against the lighter background. And then this is the Birchwood background stamp. That's from the annual catalog. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Totally blown away. This last one, I think I shared last time. This is the quarter fold card that my mom, Susan LaCroix, created. And so it's like essentially two card bases, one gatefold in one direction, one gatefold in the other direction. And then you kind of do that like fun, I always think of moving box, where you fold in like all the four corners. And then it has that butterfly in the center. Such a fun card. Oh my gosh. I can't even guess. I would say, tell me which one is your favorite, but you probably would need me to show you all over again. I hope that you enjoyed this swap showcase and that these ideas have given you some inspiration. Thank you to all the demonstrators who swapped with me for these beautiful ideas that truly have inspired me to use this Butterfly Brilliance Bundle and the designer paper. Just so many beautiful things. All right. Well, this is the end of the demonstration tonight, but I did promise you I'm going to do mail calls. So I usually do this at the beginning of the video, and I just forgot because they were tucked out of the way. But I have some awesome stamping friends who blessed me with their hand-stamped artwork, and so that's what I'm going to share with you today. These are the cards that I have received in the mail over the last week. So thank you to everybody who sent me cards. It's so much fun to see. And I don't even have to see the card to know that I have awesome mail, right? It's this size envelope. Whenever you see this size envelope in your pile of mail, it's just, Oh my gosh, it just makes me so happy. So let me see. We've got this first one. Oh, this is by Eva White. And I love this like little half cut front on the card. And so she's used the Dragonfly Garden designer paper and done the little squares and then the little, so what she did was it's a regular card front and then she just cut like the top half off. But I thought that was just such a fun card. Thank you so much, Eva, for that. This next card is, it's by Janet Casto. I laughed because as I took that away, I noticed what was coming out of it. Janet put some confetti in my card. Isn't that fun? This is the Playful Pets designer paper, and I really love this fun fold. We might have to do this next time. So this is like a regular card front with the score line that folds back. The front designer paper comes all the way to the edge, and then when you open it, the same pattern is then continued on the other two panels. So that is so fun. This would be a good one to do. Maybe we'll do this next week with butterflies. Such a fun card. And I love the confetti. Do you guys ever put anything inside of your cards to surprise your friends and family when they open it? Little simple punch shapes like this is a really fun way to add like a special little touch in there. So thank you, Janet, for that fun fold card. It always makes me smile to get your cards. Oh my goodness. This card from Debbie Beckler is gorgeous. My eyes were popping out of my head when I opened up the card. I just cannot believe how beautiful this card is. So Debbie was saying that I was inspiring her to try some old techniques. And so this is the shaving cream technique. Have you guys done this? I've not done it in years. And I don't do it a lot because it's messy and you know I'm just not a messy stamper. So for this technique, you take like a pan of shaving cream and you use drops of re-inker, right? So like re-inker that you use to re-ink your ink pads, and you put the drops in. And then you take like a knife or a spoon or something and you like swirl it around in the shaving cream. Maybe, you know, doing a marble effect or whatever, just swirling it around. So you can see Debbie used more than one color. She looks like she maybe even used 3. And then you take your cardstock and you put it face down into the shaving cream. You pick it back up and then you scrape all the cream off. And what's left is the ink design on the cardstock. So holy smokes, it's so beautiful. And I don't think I would have thought to pair it with the Wild Rose bundle, but it really is just beautiful. So thank you, Debbie, for this beautiful card. Oh my gosh, I'm telling you guys, all the cards I got in the mail this week were so amazing. They were just all completely amazing. This one is by Carmen Melendez, and I love this little fun fold she's got. I can't remember about the note. I'm just going to take that off really quick from Carmen. But we've got this really cool fun fold. So it's like a piece of cardstock and she cut down on the edge and then the designer paper here and here. So 3 places. So it looks like it zigzags back and forth. And then she used that fine art floral stamp set to embellish it here. Like such a cool card. This might be another one I'm going to have to show you sometime. Thank you so much, Carmen, for this beautiful card. This one just arrived in the mail today from Pam Denuzio. I love this ornate garden designer paper and the beautifully detailed ornate borders dies as well. So thank you, Pam, so much for thinking of me and sending me this beautiful card. Now, I was surprised when I actually got a package in the mail from new customer Tori Quinn. She sent me this beautifully embellished notepad. It has a pen as well. It looks like she used some washi tape to go around the pen and have that coordinate. And this flowers and field designer paper was one of my favorites from Celebration. So I just love this notepad. We've got some fun little cards in there, and then this beautiful card with the vellum and the stitched with whimsy die. Thank you so much, Tori, for this special gift. It made me feel so special to open it up and get it in the mail. And I just can't thank you enough. So thank you again to everybody for the beautiful cards and the gift in the mail. I know how special I feel, and I know that your friends and family will also feel so special to receive your handmade cards in the mail. So I hope that you will send cards, send gifts, share your love of stamping, share your creativity and the projects that you make with other people. It's not meant for you to just make them and stick them in a box. Part of the joy of card making and paper crafting is the joy of sharing it with others and making other people smile when they get your artwork in the mail. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. I will be live again next Thursday at 7:10 p.m. for Thursday night stamp therapy. I hope that you've enjoyed the projects that I shared and that I've inspired you, whether or not you have the Butterfly Brilliance Bundle or if you have a similar bundle or just something completely different. I hope that these are ideas that you will try at home. Leave me a comment. Let me know which of these cards tonight was your favorite. I always love hearing about your favorites so that I know what kind of cards that you'd like to see in the future. Thanks again for watching. Have a great night and a wonderful weekend. See you next time.